Okay, so it's these rolls. So, Tekuna, to start with, what are these things? What are we holding in our hands here? What's in this picture? What is it about?
So, this is one of my favorite Georgian traditional dishes, tomato and cucumber salad wrapped in very thin layer of sulguni cheese with lots of herbs. So, this looks different, but believe me, when you try now, you know this is the same salad that you used to eat all your life. So, with the cheese. So, now close your eyes and eat it. And we'll see if I'm right or not. So, yeah, it's a little bit. It's for 400 people, so it's a little bit takes longer. But still, it's the same salad what we used to eat, but it's different form. So changing the form of the recipe means this destroying the tradition. So this is the question of what I'm asking a lot about myself.
So what was? Excuse me, it's delicious.
It's good, I know.
So what's been the reaction to this salad? What people say about it?
First of all, everyone thinks it's not Georgian. Everyone thinks it's something Asian. The inspiration was the spring rolls. It was the rice paper wrapped with all the vegetables. So, and then I came idea, why not do the same with our national dish, wrap in very thin layer of sulguni like the tomato and cucumber salad, which is very famous. This is what describes my cooking. I'm taking the traditional recipes and giving new form, or taking the traditional recipes and adding some new ingredients what is not familiar before. So.
Okay, but you're mentioning how some people see this as not really Georgian or not really traditional. Can we have a look at this picture here? So this is another one of your recipes. What's going on with up here? What's all this?
So this is also, it's a very funny story from this. This is one of the most common dish now. It's large bowls with almond bhaje, and this has a very interesting story how it started. It started maybe 7 years ago. I had to do the catering to open the big hotel in Anaklia, and this is in the west part of Georgia in Samegrelo, and I wanted to commission best Megrelian restaurant. So, and I found one, and they were famous for the very traditional elargi, which is the corn and cheese
like a
porridge, corn and cheese like a grits. So, but I wanted desperately to have this on my menu, and also the gebjalia, which they were also very famous.
But cheese and
cream and the mint and this all. So, and I thought about this, and they come up with the idea of croquettes, Spanish croquettes. Why not do this crunchy outside, very soft cheese inside, and it's very good for the catering. And instead of the regular walnut bhaje, I decided to do almonds, because we have so many dishes with walnuts. So, and then I was very happy with my brilliant ideas, and I told the whole staff that I have this idea, let's do the small balls and do bhaje from the almonds.
Bhaje is like a curry sauce.
It's very traditional Georgian sauce made with the walnuts and the Georgian spices.
But you decided to do it with almonds.
Very slightly, very simple change, nothing extraordinary, nothing revolutionary, very simple change. Also with the elargibles. And then the woman, one of the all the staff, give on strike. One of the women who was the chef of the mid-50s, she told me that I will not do this. I will not do this in my whole life, because this is not right. This is insult. And this is, you can do this like this, because I'm doing all my life bhaje with walnuts. My mother did with the walnuts. My grandmother did it with the walnuts. And who the hell are you coming here, not even Megrelian, and teaching us how to do our own very national dish, bhaje with almonds? And this was the turning point when I thought a lot what tradition is, what traditional food is, and how we should keep it alive or preserve it, or continue, and I stopped everything what I was doing, my like French, American, Asian restaurants, and started to experiment with the modern Georgian cooking.
But how did it resolve itself in Zugdidi? What happened at the restaurant in Zugdidi?
So then I was so upset, and I called the governor of Zugdidi, and then he came and told them that, you know, if you don't do now the eligibles, I will close you all the restaurants. So I was lucky.
You threatened them?
What can I do? I had 1,000 people waiting that I feeded them. So,
okay, so just to get back to what you were saying about tradition. So Georgia is, as you've described, can be quite resistant to change in its traditional cuisine, but it wasn't always like this, right? I mean, Georgia is a country that was on the Silk Road. It's a country where lots of different cultures have mixed. It's where East meets West, and lots of different ingredients are here. So what happened? Lots of different cooking styles have overlapped in the past, but what happened? And what does this say about Georgian cuisine?
So we forgot the Georgian tradition is innovation. We forgot that we were on Silk Road, and we adopted so many influences, so many ingredients from all over the world, starting from the Byzantine to Persia, and from India, and from China. And this is one of our very national dishes, the khinkalis, which is our own, but this is adaptation. It's adaptation of the Chinese dumplings. Sure, we added our own ingredients, we suited our way of life, but still, this is adaptation of the Chinese dumplings. But this is how we make our own cuisine. We taking new ingredients, we adapting to our way of how we live, giving our own taste. And this is how we make our traditional Georgian cuisine, which we stopped somehow.
So I like what you say. So the tradition of Georgian cuisine
is innovation.
The tradition is innovation.
It's innovation, and we have to continue this. We have to innovate.
I think we have one more dish here. Yeah, this one. So
Yes.
what is traditional and innovative about this dish?
This is actually very traditional Georgian dish. It's chakapuli, version of chakapuli, because normally we do chakapuli from lamb on the springtime, while all greens are green, very fresh, when the lambs are baby. So, and it's, I think the chakapuli is one of the really Georgian, it's not even adaptation, it's our really own dish. So I decided, why not to use some other ingredients which is also local, which are mussels, and we are on the Black Sea, and we don't have the culture of the seafood. So I decided, if I put the seafood, in this case of mussels, in very traditional dish, which is chakapuli, maybe in a couple of years this dish became also national, like a chakapuli. So, and this is what I'm doing. I'm putting, in this case, mussels and chakapuli together. So to first of all popularize the mussels, because they're locally grown, it's from Black Sea, and second, to do more variations of this beautiful dish, because some people don't even eat lamb or the meat, so why don't they have to have a choice to eat something what they eat? So mussels in this case.
And what about the way in which it's cooked?
And also some of the, what I'm also trying to do, improving the traditional recipes, because in this case, in traditional recipe, chakapuli is cooked, for example, you're taking the meat, you're taking all these greens, and you cook for 3.5 hours. And some people even don't know that cooking the herbs for 3.5 hours with the meat, you end up with a very fragrant meat and fragrant broth, but you have this all dead greens in your stew. So I decided, like a French method, bouquet garni, take the whole pieces of the greens, cook together, then strain it, and then add this fresh greens, and you have a very beautiful broth with very fragrant meat and alive all the greens you have in chakapuli.
So going back to what you were saying about new ingredients, so you mentioned that Georgian, it doesn't really have a seafood culture. I think this, you have it for us here, this is an edict of Vakhtang VI, I believe, in the 1720s. What did Vakhtang VI have to say about innovation in Georgian cuisine?
It's like this is what I like. So even in the centuries before, not only the regular Georgians, even the kings were interested to bring new ideas, new ingredients in daily life, plant new vegetables like or the fruits like watermelons, melons and this was the innovation, this was the creativity, and that's why now we have so many vegetables that we didn't have before. Can you imagine one crazy guy 200 years ago decided to plant corn? And then probably his wife decided to do from this corn the romi, which was the millet porridge. So and now we all eat the romi from the corn, and it became our national dish. But it's only 200 years old, so it's not like the centuries and centuries before.
And
this is innovation. This is how we used to live. This is what we did all the centuries, and that's why our cuisine survived.
So what did Vakhtang VI want Georgians to plant?
In this case, he was like melons, watermelons, the eggplants, and all the other vegetables, which was not so popular in this time.
Now these are considered.
Now these are like eggplants are.
You can't imagine Georgian food without.
But this is also very interesting. What I want to say is we have only one kind of the eggplants. Why not to bring more kinds of vegetables, more kinds of the varieties, for example, the eggplants, and then our very traditional dish, eggplants with walnuts, is going to be more diverse, more tasteful. So you're going to have a choice. So give your taste a chance and give yourself the choice to try new things and new ingredients all the time.
Okay, well, moving on from Vakhtang VI back in the 18th century, what can you say about Georgia's attitude towards food today? What about modern Georgian eating habits?
This is the biggest irony. That's why we are so closed. Most of us, not everyone, because if everyone were closed, I will be not the best chef in the Georgia. So that's why a lot of people are so open to new things. For example, we're growing these global food chains and so have a best locations. They're serving some of the...
You mean like McDonald's or...
Absolutely so. And they have also the queues that people want to go inside. But at the same time, with the small restaurants who are doing the innovative cooking, who are trying to innovate the local national Georgian cuisine, are struggling to have a customers. So, and this is the big, I think this is the biggest fear what I have to, that this global food market will dominate our own, so in the future.
Okay, so let's look towards the future then. So what's your advice to young Georgian chefs, or in fact just anyone that likes Georgian food? Looking forward, what do you say to them?
So first of all, for everyone who loves the Georgian food, every time you go to the restaurant, try something new. Give your taste a chance, not your principles, so yet let your taste decide, not what you know. Get rid of the fundamentalism, get rid of these dogmas, and be open to try new things and to be open for new experiences. And then I think we will survive. We are in a very good path. We will innovate, we will create, and then we will continue to making the new Georgian cuisine. And for the chefs, for the Georgian chefs, I suggest them to go, travel, eat, learn, go in different kitchens, and then come back. For sure they have to come back and do the innovative modern Georgian cuisine. So,
Tekuna Gachechiladze, thank you very much.
So, thank you very much, and I wish you all very delicious life. So,
thank you, Tekuna.
Thank you.